Once there was a small flower growing in a garden. The gardener took very good care of this flower because she loved it very much and she knew it would grow into something beautiful. She pulled the weeds from around it so that the sun could shine on it. She watered it every day and gave it fertilizer to help it grow strong. But one day, some bullies were walking by the garden and saw the flower. They stomped on it, pulling its leaves and petals, and crushed it until it was small and broken. Then they ran off. The gardener saw what had happened to the flower, and she was very sad. So she built a fence around the garden to keep the flowers safe. She kept pulling weeds from around it so the sun could shine on it. She watered it every day and gave it extra fertilizer to help it grow stronger. And she made extra supports to help the flower stand up tall. And over time, with lots of love, protection, and support, the flower is able to grow into something even stronger and more beautiful than before.
When ABC Counseling was founded by Lynn Willard in 1992, the mission was to serve families who otherwise weren't being served. These are the seeds that were planted. Her vision was that ABC Counseling would be the premier provider of sexual abuse counseling for youth, to be recognized as Central Illinois' most inclusive and complete adoption service provider, to serve as the first resource for those experiencing unwanted pregnancies, to provide all services without judgment or discrimination, and to offer services by highly qualified, trained, and compassionate staff. There was and still is no other agency in Central Illinois providing such a breadth and depth of quality services. ABC Counseling has established a foundation of strong roots across Central Illinois, and now we are ready to grow. For 27 years, we have effectively provided quality services to families across Central Illinois. To date, we have served over 7,000 children and families in this way. We know that every 10 seconds, another child is being abused or neglected. We know that about half of all pregnancies in the United States are unplanned, and that more than 1 in 10 men and women experience infertility, making the need for adoption services that much greater.
ABC.
My name is Melissa Box, and I'm the Clinical Director at ABC Counseling and Family Services. When a child comes to my office for the first time, I see someone who is hurting. They need time and space, time to grow and find healing, and a space that feels safe. Sometimes they're nervous, sometimes they're really excited, and they're always just kids. They need time to learn to trust again. And we know that disclosure takes time, that trauma processing takes time, and we are here to give them the time and the safe space that they need to do that. We often say that counseling is a little like a revolving door. We know that kids will come to us for a while, make progress, and get to a good place, and then take a break. But weeks or months or years later, they come back because they've hit a roadblock or a new developmental stage or something new has happened in their life. And they know this is a place where they can come, where they feel safe and accepted. People sometimes think counseling is a place where you can deal with your problems and then be done. But that's not it. It's a place where people can come to develop relationships, learn skills for dealing with life, and feel safe and accepted. Our job is to walk next to them on their journey of healing.
Hi, my name is Julia Mendez, the director of the adoption program here at ABC Counseling. When people ask me what I do for a living and I explain that I work in the adoption field, they often say, "That must be so joyful." And while there is such joy in adoption, there's also so much brokenness. When a prospective adoptive family comes to meet with me for the first time, I like to recognize with them that I know that this is not the beginning of their journey, that they've often come from a place of infertility, pregnancy loss, and deep trauma. It's really incredible, actually, that they're continuing their journey to become parents because of their deep desire. They persevere because of that desire, and they push through this land of the unknown and so many ups and downs and pieces that we don't have control of. This theme of grief and loss is actually a thread throughout the adoption process. It bonds our adoptive families with our birth families as well. This idea of loving a child so much but knowing that you're unable to parent that child. This helps them build these strong relationships, but these relationships are raw and complicated, yet beautiful. Each person in the adoption triad is brought together and fully committing to the best life of that child. I remind our adoptive families every day that their child is missed and thought of by their adoptive families. The grief that birth families experience from placing that child is a grief that never ends. We're honored to have the opportunity to plant ourselves in the lives of everybody involved and to continue to walk with those people throughout that grief, throughout that journey, for as long as they'll allow us. Throughout my work in the adoption field, I have learned that each person comes to us and comes to this place in their lives feeling alone. Our goal is to build lasting relationships with each person so they never feel that way again. Thanks again.
In any given year, we serve 350 kids and families who have been affected by sexual abuse or trauma. We are rebuilding lives, one relationship at a time. Currently, we have 100 kids on a wait list, 100 kids who are waiting for essential mental health services, 100 children who are waiting for their new beginning. All of these families come to us because they need a new beginning, a fresh start, a chance to grow, and a place to feel safe and nurtured. ABC Counseling is starting something new. We want to use the professional connections and relationships we have across Central Illinois to do community education. We want to start our work before the abuse happens and find a new beginning through prevention. We hope to go into schools, community centers, businesses, and child care institutions and share what we know about how and why child sexual abuse happens so that we can stop it from happening. We are beginning something new, prevention, so that we can give the children and families in our communities a new beginning free from violence, hurt, and fear.